can use a variety of tools depending on what it is that you want to try and do. Tools which will build up various things, as I say, depending on what it is that you want to try and do. Collars, thank you, good point. If I want to put a collar on, some people like collars. On the metal ceramic, certainly, we can do a lingual collar, or we can do a 360-degree collar. We can have a lingual collar and a 360-degree collar. We can move the position of the collar as you need to. You can vary it around as you need to. And I'm happy with that. Then I'd send it off, select finish, and send it off to manufacturing. So that was a single unit.
You had like a quick beside each other, so you can actually build up where it needs to be. But otherwise, you can support in different areas, so you can build up and just get exactly how you want it, so you get the maximum support.
Yeah. The next one I'm going to do is a cutback, and the cutback has the adjacent teeth, and it has more information in it as well. So the technician can choose to either just scan the die by itself, or 12 dies at a time, and then look at the models and what we call eyeball the support, or you can scan in the adjacent teeth and the opposing arch, if you prefer. What I want to cut back. This one's got the adjacent teeth in. Time's all right, Bob. It's nearly, it's almost 1:15. But oh, is it? Yeah, let's have a look. Thanks. Thanks for that. So as John was saying, with this one we've scanned in the adjacent teeth as well. So we've got them there. We've got them there. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but once again, path of insertion, we're happy with that. We've got the opposing arch in there. We can make that, we can modify the colour of it, we can make it more opaque, we can have it translucent, we can modify that as we need to. I just want to stop here. The next step in the process is to orientate the lingual, which is already in the right position. But if we want to, we can, we can make information transparent, we can make it solid, we can make it disappear. We can work on components individually. I can make that one disappear to rotate it around to have a look at it. I can make it transparent if I want to, so that I can, I don't know, if I want to have a look at something. It's just an aid in terms of the design. So we orientate the lingual, we're happy with that. This particular die is highlighted, so I know that that's the one that I'm working on. So I would say hide others, just so that I can work on the margin. Bring that up, blow the image up, modify the margin a bit if I need to. The rest of it, I've got another tool up here, overhead light. If it's a bit hard to read, I can modify the contrast. Add a few things if I need to. Take off the contrast. Take off the 2D cross-sectional window. I will show a little bit more because we've got some more icons have come up now, have become available. This icon wasn't here before, neither was this one as well. This is an approximate crown placement tool. This green crown, I know, is a virtual diagnostic crown, so it's not. We use similar things for anatomical crowns, but this one is a virtual diagnostic. So with this one, I get it in approximately the right position. I select that icon again. It makes it appear solid, and I can then modify that crown anatomy if I need to. It brings up a variety of tools that I can use to modify the shape of it. I can move cusp tips, I can modify the emergence profile. It takes the opposing bite into consideration when it's placing that diagnostic crown. And we'll leave that at that. So we modify the shape of the crown to what we want, and then we know that we're actually, What we're actually doing is we're working on the crown, we're working on the framework design underneath. So we've made the crown anatomy, the shape that we want, and then we now have it set, and I'm just going to work on the crown underneath. Yes, please. Great question. John was going to touch on that later on, but can you touch on it now?
Definitely, yeah. Because they can actually see it, they can give their opinions, or they can see their margins. And
what were you going to suggest at the end?
Oh, yeah. Anyone is quite welcome to come to the lab, and I can show them through cases, whatever, or
yes,
their own cases,
or a bar. We'll briefly do a bar after this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Have a look, and you can see it.
One gentleman asked me before about some of the surgeons and some of the prosthodontists and that sort of thing. They like to come in and have a look at this.
Yeah.
They want to see what's going on so that they can have input into the design of bridges and bars. Sorry, there's another question behind you. That's a very good point. We don't put our software at the moment. That's it's a virtual diagnostic crown for that one, and we cannot accommodate excessive movements in our software at this stage.
No.
No. No, is the short answer. What people would do is they would...
what you'd do anyway, you'd sort of... What I'd do, I'd be cutting that back and building up ceramic on it. Then I'd use a base photo to get all the right...
Later on for the ceramics and that sort of thing.
Just for the coping. And what I do then is build up the crown with ceramics like a layering technique. Yes. So I can do that on the... That's what I do on the articulator later. So I get the coping. All the coping's manufactured in the right, so all the support's in the right spot because we do it this way. We can get the crown virtually right, and then we can cut back. It does it on the software, and then we have the coping, we build up the ceramic on that, and then we can do the right thing with the adhesions. Yeah.
Thanks, John. And one of the things I wanted to point out is up the top up here, we can add a collar as well if we want to, but we've got two tools up here. We've got the thickness of the actual framework material underneath, but we've also got the thickness of the veneering material, which is extremely important to a lot of people to know that they're using an anatomically shaped tooth as the basis, and then we're cutting back 1.2 millimetres for the veneering material, or 1.5.
It's important to have the same amount of ceramic as the layering ceramics. It's got the same sort of thickness. Yeah.
And if people want to modify that, they do. People go outside the technique. But this is just a basic, very basic understanding. We do 2 days of initial training. We do 2 days of level 2 training. And then we do ongoing training as well. So this is a very basic overview. Yeah, so that's the idea of that one. And then if I've got another 10 minutes, I'll just have a look at a bar, evidential bar. Should make the 10, we've got 5. 4 implant. So I don't even need that.
I've probably done about between 50 and 60, 70 bars, I think, from that time. So I've done quite a few now. They all work really well. So.
Every market's different. As I travel around the country, I find that every market is different. But this is one of the things that's generating a lot more interest, because when you see it's milled out of a solid block of titanium, it's passive.
And that's how it comes back nice and shiny. And
I've got somewhere here, I've got an oops. Oh, here it is. We've got an oops here that you can see what it's like, and they are as they come back. And they fit passive.